Good evening, and welcome to night 2 of the 2020 Plays in Development here at our Sauk virtual stage. My name is Trinity Bird, and it's my delight as the executive director of the Sauk to welcome you to tonight's broadcast. A few things before we get started. First, we want to thank our sponsors for Plays in Development. That would be Country Carpets, Playford Real Estate, Don Toffolo of Edward Jones, and our longtime Plays in Development sponsor, Gossage Eye Institute and Optical. We also want to acknowledge our 2020 season sponsor, which is Expressions Photography and Design. And also, we want to thank our media sponsor for this season, and that would be WCSR Radio Hillsdale. All right, a couple other things. Tonight's reading will last approximately 55 minutes, and then we will have a live interactive talkback with the playwright. If you want to get involved in that playwright discussion, you have to be watching us on YouTube. If you are watching on Facebook or our website, all you have to do is click the title of the video at the top corner, which would be up here, and then that'll take you to the YouTube page. There is a chat function right next to the video where you can type questions, comments, thoughts about the play, and help us give feedback to the playwright on what you are about to see. Also, we want to encourage you to join us next week for our third week of Plays Development. 1 week from right now, a brand new play by Bruce Karp called Clear Blue Sky, and we hope that you will join us for that. Well, that's all from me, except to say sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy tonight's presentation of Plays in Development, Sebastian Rising.
Sebastian Rising by Edward deBuvitz. Act 1, Scene 1. The scene is a room with a couch, chair, coffee table, with an open laptop computer and car keys, floor lamp, and a door to the outside. The main items are many unopened moving boxes marked bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, etc. Time is about 7:30 a.m. Monte Miller is sitting in the chair working a newspaper crossword puzzle, a cup of coffee on the table. He is dressed in an old robe, boxer shorts, and slippers. He calls out to an unseen Sebastian.
Hey, kid! Hey, kid!
What?
You're gonna miss the bus.
What time is it?
Almost 7:30.
Oh no, I am gonna miss my bus.
That's what I'm saying.
I have to find my calculator.
What's a 9-letter word for fraud?
Sebastian darts around the room looking for something.
I can't go without my calculator.
Look in the bathroom box.
Bathroom box?
You remember, we left in kind of a hurry. If it's not there, try another one.
As Sebastian looks through the box, the sound of military reveille leaks through from the apartment next door.
Listen, there's that music again. Must be a military guy living over there, don't you think?
This is awful.
I'm thinking Army or Marines.
Will you please help me here?
You have to calm down, kid. You go into the first day bouncing off the walls, they're going to think you're a nutcase, and nobody will want to be around you.
I'm going to a new school. You know how hard it is to make friends at a new school? And what if I get a teacher who doesn't like me?
There ain't a teacher on earth who doesn't like you. You got this, kid. You'll meet nerds just like you. No offense.
None taken.
And get straight A's like you always do.
I'm not going if I can't find my calculator.
Well, for the love of Lincoln.
He angrily starts rifling through boxes as Sebastian looks on. At last, he pulls out the calculator from one of the boxes.
Here, you happy now?
Sebastian takes the device from Monte.
Thanks.
Now, can you tell me a 9-letter word for fraud?
Bamboozle?
Bamboozle. That's it. Bamboozle. Good. Thank you.
A knock at the door. Sebastian opens it, and there stands a delivery person holding a box.
Package for Mr. Monte Miller.
That's me.
Have a nice day.
Likewise.
Tell me it's not more car wax.
I'm done with the car wax. These are Virgin Mary statues.
Virgin Mary statues.
Yeah, there's a big demand for them right now.
Have you ever thought of just getting a real job? You know, where we don't always have to be worried about people getting mad because what you sold them either doesn't work or causes trouble if it does.
Real job? What real job? I never went to college. Hell, I barely made it through high school, so I should be stuffing tacos for $5 an hour or guarding a supermarket parking lot with a whistle and a flashlight? I'm an entrepreneur, kid. I take advantage of the economic climate and the opportunities presented to me.
You mean you bamboozle people?
No, just a minute. That's hurtful.
What about those cell phones from Egypt that never showed up after you'd already taken their money?
Not my fault. The customs people caused that.
And those so-called little orange pills from India, as good as the blue ones, that only made the men so sick some of them had to go to the emergency room. And now we're here because of that Chinese car wax.
The instructions were very clear. Don't let it get wet for 24 hours. If they had just followed the instructions.
The instructions were in Chinese.
The rainstorm was an act of God. You can't blame me for that.
That's not the point. I haven't been able to make a good friend since all this began because we're always moving.
Okay, let's talk about how all this began. When your wonderful mother and my sister, may she rest in peace, died, how many family members offered to take you in? I'll wait.
No one.
Wrong! One did. Me. You would have been living on the street if not for me. So I would appreciate some appreciation.
I do appreciate what you've done for me. I really do. It's just that I would like to stay put for more than a few months so I can have a friend, maybe even a girlfriend. Do you ever realize I've never had a real girlfriend?
Maybe there'll be one at this new school. And speaking of school, don't you have a bus to catch?
Oh, no.
Sebastian rushes to the door and is about to open the door, then remembers.
I need bus fare.
Monty reaches into a robe pocket and pulls out a few coins and mixes them with coins on the coffee table.
Here, that's all I have. It should be enough.
Thanks. See you later.
He goes to the door and pauses before he opens it.
I suppose Virgin Mary statues can't cause much of a problem.
He opens the door and there stands J.C. Moon. He's dressed in olive drab military fatigue type clothing. He's blind and uses a white cane to navigate.
Hello?
Your daddy home?
Uncle Monte? There's someone here to see you?
Who is it?
I think it might be our next door neighbor.
Monty gets up from the couch and goes to the door.
Good morning.
Sergeant J.C. Moon, U.S. Army retired. I come to welcome you to El Gato Apartments.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. I'm Monte Miller. This is my nephew, Sebastian. Sebastian will be leaving now because he has to catch a bus. It's his first day at a new school.
Don't take crap from anyone, son.
Pardon me?
Don't let anyone make you feel like you don't belong there. Take charge right from the first day.
He's telling you to carpe diem.
What's that?
Seize the day.
Boo-ha!
I will.
Seems like a nice boy.
Smart as hell, too. Straight A's since preschool.
Good. We don't need any more teenage delinquents living here. We had to evict one just last week. Let me ask you, what would give a kid the idea to steal a horse and lock it in a laundry room?
Someone did that?
Affirmative.
Well, with Sebastian, there's never any problem.
Good to hear. Mind if I come in and sit down? I have a bad leg.
Sorry, here.
Monty moves a chair. JC sits.
You want a cup of coffee?
I don't drink it.
Water? Milk? I know it's early, but how about a beer?
Do you hear the get-up music I play every morning?
Well, now that you mention it, it does kind of leak through.
I'm a disabled American military veteran. I should be able to get some sympathy from a neighbor if I play the music to get me going in the morning, don't you think?
Oh, no, it's not a problem. Not a problem at all. It might even be helping me and Sebastian get off and running.
You want me to make it louder?
I don't think that will be necessary, but thank you for the offer and thank you for your service.
I've been the greeter here at El Gato since I got back from Iraq. El Gato is Espanol for the cat. They say there's a statue of a black cat out near the entrance. You seen it?
I was wondering about that.
So now you know.
El Gato, the cat.
Si, senor. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do, Mr. Miller?
Do?
Yes, work, employment, how you earn your income.
Oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur.
What's an entrepreneur? Whatever.
Entrepreneur, it's somebody who looks for opportunities to sell products and services to people who need them.
Ain't that what Walmart and the dollar stores do?
Yes, they do, but in a huge mass market selling kind of way. On the other hand, I engage with the customers in a more personal manner. Find out what they like and what they want and provide it in a very, you could say, intimate way.
Uh-huh. So, what do you sell?
Well, I've sold cell phones and car wax, a whistle that only dogs can hear, a doll that speaks 4 different languages, and a few other things. I just received a box of Virgin Mary statues. I'll give you a good deal on one.
You don't sell anything illegal, do you? We don't want nobody selling anything illegal out of this place.
Oh, no. Everything's on the up and up.
Copy that. You ever been in the military, Mr. Miller?
No. Bone spurs. Very painful.
But you're a patriot. You love this country, right?
Sure, of course.
So what do you think about what's been going on in our beloved United States of America these days?
Oh. Well, I've been pretty busy. I haven't been keeping up with politics and everything.
You should. There are things going on in this country that are disgraceful. A decent person can't even walk down the street without having some dirtbag trying to rob them.
Is it that dangerous in this town?
Not for me.
JC stands, whips out a pistol from a small ankle holster.
Whoa!
Let him come. I'm ready.
That's good to know for your sake, but I feel a little better if you put that away, please.
You're not one of them anti-gun types, are you?
No, guns are fine in the right hands and for the right purpose. But if you don't mind me saying, you are blind.
I know I'm blind, Mr. Miller. What I'm saying is, they see a blind man walking down the street, think he's easy pickings. I pull this out, bam, bam! Threat neutralized.
He replaces the gun in its holster.
Like I said, there are things going on in this country that you never hear about because the news media won't tell you. And you know why they won't tell you?
No?
Because they are part of the problem. Always lying and making stuff up. You can't trust them. It makes me so damn mad when I think about it. I didn't get blown off a half track to come back and have these bastards lie to me.
The news people make stuff up?
Fake news. I know you've seen it. It's everywhere.
Well, if you can't trust what you read and hear, how do you find out what's true?
You have a radio, Mr. Miller?
Somewhere in one of these boxes.
Find it and listen to Alternative True Facts on the 610 AM every night at 2000 hours. He tells it like it is. Like it really is. I bet you didn't know Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley are living together on an island somewhere in the Indian Ocean.
I thought they were dead.
That's what they want you to believe. Michael Jackson's face started falling off after all that surgery, and Elvis is so fat he can't even walk around anymore. He has natives that carry him around. Just imagine the king living like that. It's a damn shame.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, but that's not even the worst of what's going on.
What is the worst?
Rich people are leaving the Earth and going to Mars.
The rich or what?
I missed the bus.
I'll drive you. I'm sorry, Mr. Moon. I have to leave now.
I prefer Sergeant Moon.
Okay. Well, you have a nice day, Sergeant Moon.
Get out that radio and start learning the truth. 2000 hours to 6:10 a.m.
That would be
8 p.m.
Smart boy.
I do that.
We'll talk later.
JC exits as Monty grabs car keys from the table.
What was that about?
Michael Jackson and Fat Elvis.
What?
And Mars.
They exit. End scene 1. Scene 2, a Seneca High School classroom. A few chairs are seen. Sebastian Miller, holding his calculator and notebook, hesitantly enters alone. He glances around, checks his wristwatch, decides this must be the correct room, and takes a seat. He sits there quietly for several moments before Samantha, Sam, Banjo, and Leo enter, chatting amongst themselves. They all take their seats, glancing at Sebastian, but saying nothing to him. Samantha is wearing a silk scarf around her neck. The class bell rings. The students continue chatting until Sebastian interrupts.
I promise. I wouldn't lie to you.
Oh, man.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Is there a teacher?
Yeah.
Where is he? Or she?
You're new, aren't you?
My first day.
Where'd you come from?
Bradford.
They got a good football team over there.
I suppose.
You don't follow your football team?
No, but was the president of the chess club.
Oh, we got a brainiac here.
Stop it, Leo.
Oh, the brainiac.
Ignore him. I'm Sam. That's Banjo. And the idiot is Leo.
Hi. Are you sure he didn't call in sick or something?
This is every day.
Here he is.
Good morning, class.
Hey, Mr. Dill.
Hi,
Oh,
Mr. Dill.
You look new.
I am, sir.
And who might you be?
Sebastian Miller.
Sebastian Miller. I'm Mr. Dill, like the pickle, only much sweeter. Right, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did anyone tell you about this class?
It's American history, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And every day I assign pages from the textbook to copy into your notebook. I see you have a notebook, but no textbook.
Not yet. Sorry, sir.
Go down to the office bookstore right away and get yourself a textbook so you don't get so far behind you can't catch up.
Yes, sir.
Someone tell me what was the last page you were assigned?
It was page 35.
Thank you, Samantha. So, today's assignment.
He picks up a chair and balances it in the air.
Copy page 36 to page 56. Everybody understand the assignment?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Dill.
sir.
Mr. Dill.
No questions?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
How about you, Sebastian Miller? Do you have any questions?
Copy page 36 to page 56 from the textbook into the notebook.
Exactly. And be sure to get a textbook right away.
I will.
Good. Have a nice day, class.
What was that?
That was Mr. Dill's American history class.
We're supposed to copy the textbook into the notebook.
Yeah. Then at the end of the year, we turn in the textbooks and get a grade.
Everybody passes.
Why does he pick up the chair like that?
Because he's weird.
Is he coming back?
No. We sit here until the bell and go to our next class. We can use the time to copy the pages he assigns or not.
And this is every day.
Every day.
Where does he go?
We don't know.
Nobody knows.
Wow.
The bell rings.
We can leave now. I'll help you find your next class. Who is it?
Zachary.
Ugh, physics.
One of my favorite subjects.
Oh, Brainiac, all right.
Is he as weird as Dill?
No. He's real smart and real cute, too.
He's so cute. I just love him.
Stop it, Leo.
So cute. Kiss, kiss. Oh, Mr. Zachary.
Let's go.
Sam and Sebastian start to exit with Leo following and teasing as they go.
Oh, Mr. Zachary, I love you.
He follows everyone out. End scene 2. Scene 3, a park bench later that same afternoon. Sebastian and Sam walk in and take a seat on the bench. They are eating ice cream cones.
So, what do you think of your first day at Seneca?
It was okay. Got math homework from Mr. Kowalski.
Not to be bragging, but I get A's in math. If you ever need any help.
Awesome. What if you don't copy the textbook in Mr. Dill's class?
He doesn't read them. You can skip around page 60, skip to page 75, then to 200. He'll never know.
How does he get away with that?
They're just keeping us off the streets so our parents can go to work.
Not like St. Matthew's. In Bradford, those nuns expected us to study and pass tests.
So, you're Catholic?
I don't know. God and I haven't been on speaking terms for a few years now.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
I've always wondered what confession is about.
Easy. You go in and sit in a dark booth and tell a priest what you think your sins are. And he says, say 100 Hail Marys and you'll be forgiven.
What's a Hail Mary?
It's a prayer. There's an Our Father prayer too. Sometimes he'll give you a mix. 10 Hail Marys and 10 Our Fathers, depending on the sin.
And then you're forgiven?
That's what they say.
No matter what?
No matter what.
What if you go back the next day with the same sin?
Still forgiven.
How about the same sin every day for a year?
Forgiven.
Okay, but what if you killed someone?
That would probably take more than a few prayers to get you forgiven. Maybe a large payoff to the church.
Does the priest have to tell the police if someone says they killed someone?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't go to church. My dad's a scientist. He doesn't believe in heaven or hell, God or the devil, or angels or any of that. He says humans are nothing more than big brain apes with clubs. The clubs can be anything from a tree branch to the hydrogen bomb.
I've never heard anybody say something like that before.
He says these things during dinner when we have to listen.
Uncle Monte and I never have talks like that. He watches games on TV and likes to complain about something that happens. That and his newest crazy get-rich-quick idea. He just bought a box of Virgin Mary statues from the internet he thinks he can sell.
Virgin Mary?
Mother of Jesus. You know who Jesus is, right?
How do you avoid hearing about him whether you want to or not?
I guess you don't.
I have a kid brother. He's a pain. You have any brothers or sisters?
No, there's just me and my Uncle Monte. You want to know why I'm named Sebastian?
Tell me.
I'm named after that little guy in the first Blade Runner movie, the one who had those robots he made and said were his friends. Remember that?
I never saw that movie.
It was one of my mom's favorites. Do you want to see a picture of my mom?
Sure.
Sebastian pulls out his wallet and takes out a photo and hands it to her.
Here she is.
She's very pretty.
Yeah. She died a few years ago. I miss her every day.
I'm sorry.
I've been living with my Uncle Monte since then. He tries to do good, but he doesn't always research the stuff he finds to sell on the internet. There was some trouble about that in Bradford, so we left the town in a big hurry.
That must have been scary.
It is. Was. I just hope the same thing doesn't happen here.
I hope so too.
Thanks.
Leo used to be my boyfriend, you know.
Leo?
The one in the class who made fun of me when I mentioned Mr. Zachary. He would get jealous if he saw me with any other boy, even just a friend. I decided he was not a good boyfriend, so I broke up with him a few nights ago. He's still pretty mad about it.
What would he do if he saw us talking like this?
Don't worry about it.
I don't want any trouble.
Forget about Leo.
We're just sitting here talking, right? There's nothing he should get mad about, right?
I'm telling you not to worry about Leo.
Even though he could beat me up for talking to you?
Stop. So, do you have a girlfriend?
I just moved here.
What about when you were in Bradford? Did you have a girlfriend there?
I'm kind of shy. Girls make me nervous.
I'm a girl. Do I make you nervous?
A little.
So, you're saying you've never had a girlfriend?
Well, when I was about 7, there was this girl. Her name was Elaine. We used to hold hands.
Holding hands. That's adorable.
She kissed me once. That was scary.
Scary?
Yeah.
Sorry to laugh. I just never heard anybody say a kiss was scary before.
It is when you're not expecting it. The kids in class were exchanging cards on Valentine's Day, like they do in grade school. I gave her a card, and she got really excited and just kissed me right there in the schoolyard.
She must have liked you.
I guess.
So, what happened then?
I ran away.
Really? You just ran away from her?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk to me after that.
Sam gets a text on her phone, pulls it out, and reads it.
Oh, damn. I have to go home now.
My bus should be here any minute. Thanks for the ice cream.
You're welcome. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sure.
Remember what I said. If you have any trouble with the homework,
Okay,
just let me know if I can help.
I will.
So, do you want my phone number in case you have to call?
Oh, yes, sure.
Okay, I'll write it in your notebook. Do you have a pen?
Yes.
Sebastian pulls a pen from a pocket and hands the pen to her.
It's my favorite.
It's a nice one.
My mom gave it to me when she turned 13.
While she jots it down in his notebook, she sits very close to him. It makes him nervous.
Are you afraid I might surprise kiss you like that other girl?
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to. Maybe next time. See you at school tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
Call if you need help.
Okay.
Leo!
So what do we have here?
Oh, no.
Are you following me?
What are you doing with him?
That's none of your business.
We're just talking. Just talking here.
Shut up, nerd.
Hey, now.
Leo grabs Sam's hand and tries to take her out.
Let's go.
Sam pulls her hand away.
I'm not going anywhere with you. We broke up, remember?
You broke up. I didn't break up.
What is the matter with you? Go away. I'm not your girlfriend anymore.
So you're with him now?
No, just talking. I hardly know her name. Is it Cindy? Terry?
If I want to be with him, then I'll be with him.
Oh, yeah? Well, you still want to be with him after I kicked his dad?
Leo goes for Sebastian.
Oh no.
Stop, Leo.
Sam grabs Leo and the scene descends into chaos as lights out and scene ends. And scene 3. Scene 4, the Miller apartment. Monte is sitting on the floor looking through the user manual for a telescope that is sitting next to him. There are 2 walkie-talkie type radios nearby. Sebastian opens the door and enters. He's holding the scarf Sam was wearing to the side of his face. He immediately goes to the couch and lies down.
Hey, kid. So, how was the first day at... What is it?
Seneca.
Seneca. So, how was it?
Terrible.
What happened? The class is too boring for you?
No, well, yes, but that wasn't the problem. I got into a fight.
A fight? You got in a fight?
The ex-boyfriend tried to beat me up when he saw me with Sam.
Sam?
Samantha. I met her at school today. We were just sitting and talking at the bus stop and eating ice cream when Leo came up and wanted to beat me up because he said she was still his girlfriend, even though she had broken up with him a few nights ago. She said she wasn't his girlfriend anymore and that she was with me. I think she said she was with me.
Let me see your face. Ooh, he did get it at least one shot, huh?
Yeah.
And what did you do?
I didn't have to do anything. Sam knows karate or kung fu or some other Korean or Japanese fighting thing. She kicked him in the head and I think she broke his jaw.
Wow!
Now I'm going to have to be looking over my shoulder every time I go out, because if he catches me alone, he'll kill me.
Do you like this Samantha?
She's nice. I think she likes me.
Then you might have to fight for her.
I don't know how to fight.
Don't worry. I can teach you a few things. Gotta right cross, left jab, uppercut, kick to the groin. I used to be pretty good.
I'm dead.
Sebastian notices the telescope for the first time.
What's that?
I have a job.
You got a job?
Well, it's actually not a job. It's more of a mission. JC gave me the money to buy this telescope and these radios.
He picks up a radio and talks into it.
10-4. Falcon, over and out. I'm the Falcon. JC's the Eagle.
What kind of mission is it?
Okay, check this out. JC listens to this guy on the radio who says the rich people have been screwing up the earth for decades with their air and water pollution and causing the climate to change so they can grab their billions of dollars at the expense of the rest of us. So now that they have completely screwed things up here, they are heading to Mars and leaving the mess for us to clean up.
That kind of seems hard to believe, don't you think?
What? Hard to believe? We see it every day on TV. Oil spills killing fish, rivers you could set on fire, ocean water rising up into people's houses.
Not that. We all know about the climate and pollution and floods. It's the part about the rich going to Mars. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy to you?
I checked it out. 8 months on to make the trip, grow a vegetable garden on the ship, take along pigs and cattle and chickens, just like the homesteaders did in the Old West. The Martian ground would make really good building blocks. They could build walls that are 3 or 4 feet thick to protect them from the radiation. When they get that done, they melt the ice that's frozen on the Martian poles, and that would create an atmosphere to further protect them from the cosmic rays. 10 or 15 years later, you could have crops growing just like we have here. It's all on the internet. JC wants to do something about it, and he asked me to help. And I said I would. That man lost his sight fighting for our country, kid. How could I say no? And there's the reward.
Reward?
Yes, that guy on the radio is offering a reward for anyone who finds out where they're building the ships. We find out where they are. We tell this radio guy. We collect the cash. Bada boom, bada big bucks.
Okay, fine. So who is this truth-telling savior of the world hero who tells us what no one else tells?
It's a radio show called the Alternative True Facts Program on the 6:10 a.m.
At 2000 hours. I remember that from this morning.
That's right.
So who runs this alternative facts show?
Who runs it?
Yes. Is it a former CIA or FBI agent or an investigative reporter? Somebody like that?
JC told me he used to be a race car driver.
A race car driver. How does a race car driver know about all this secret stuff?
Hey, race car drivers can know secrets too, you know.
Okay, so what's his name?
If I tell you, promise you won't laugh.
Why would I laugh?
It's kind of a funny name.
Okay.
Promise you won't laugh.
I won't laugh.
Ben Balloon.
What?
You said you wouldn't laugh.
Ben Balloon. That's his real name.
Yes, and JC has been listening to him for years. He says this guy is the only one who tells the truth about what's really going on.
And you believe that?
We need the money.
What about the Virgin Mary statues?
They aren't selling. Maybe closer to Christmas or Easter.
So, what are you supposed to be doing on this so-called mission?
I'm going to be watching the sky because JC can't since he's blind. And when I see one of the spaceships take off, I'll be able to see where they're coming from.
And
what?
You see a spaceship, and then what do?
I tell JC, and we go to where it took off from. We find it. We tell this Ben Balloon guy. We collect the cash. Bada boom, bada.
Big bucks. Yeah, I know.
JC calls it the El Gato Mission, after these apartments, like a cat sneaking up on its prey. Pretty clever, huh?
Genius.
A knock at the door.
That'll be JC. Try not to be so negative.
He opens the door and JC enters.
Sergeant Moon!
I sense we are not alone.
Sebastian is here.
Hello, son.
Hello, sir.
Did you show them who they were dealing with?
Dealing with?
The new school. Did you walk in there and let them know right away you weren't going to take any crap from anyone?
There was no crap.
He did get in a fight.
It was just a little misunderstanding.
His new girlfriend kicked somebody's ass.
She's not my girlfriend. I just met her today.
Helen Wigley. Now there's a woman who could fight.
Mr. Moon, how do you know that this rich people going to Mars thing is true?
I prefer Sergeant Moon, and it's true because Ben Balloon says it is. If he says it is, then it is.
Most every other news is fake, right?
Damn liars. People are mad that the wealthy get to control everything. They choose who our senators and congressmen are. They decide which laws get passed and which don't. They sent me off to fighting some godforsaken hellhole, and now that I'm back, they ignore me and my fellow warriors. And now they think they can flip us off and leave. Not on my watch. Your uncle and I are going to be heroes when we complete this mission and stop those bastards from leaving.
Wait, stop them? You didn't say anything about stopping them. I thought we were just going to tell Ben Balloon and get the reward.
Not good enough. We have to stop them.
How do we do that?
I managed to liberate some large fireworks from my last post.
Fireworks?
I think he means bombs, rockets, grenades.
Fireworks. You never know who's listening.
Damn.
So, you want to join us, son, and be a hero?
I have homework.
He'll come around. Let's take this bad boy out and see if any of the ships have lifted off yet.
Monte grabs the telescope.
After you, Mr. Eagle.
It's not Mr. Eagle. It's just Eagle.
They exit. End scene 4. Scene 5, the Miller apartment. The scene is the same with the moving boxes, etc. There is a knock at the door and Monte enters the scene from off stage. He opens the door and JC enters.
Did you call him?
Hello, everybody. As we are using technology here, we have come to a point where we've lost one of our actors' internet feeds. So we're going to take just a quick break here while we get Tim back up and running, and we will resume the show in just a moment.
Scene 5, the Miller apartment. The scene is the same with moving boxes, etc. There's a knock on the door and Monte enters the scene from off stage. He opens the door and JC enters.
Did you call him?
He's on his way.
What did you tell him?
Oh, I said the kitchen sink is plugged up.
This better work. I'm getting tired of every night coming up with nothing.
It'll work. He's a Rockefeller. He's one of them. He should know where they're building the ships.
He better tell us if he knows what's good for him.
A knock at the door.
He's here.
Monte opens the door and Wayne Rockefeller enters carrying a toolbox and a plunger. He wears overall with the name Rockefeller Plumbing and Heating written on the back.
Hello, gentlemen.
Wade Rockefeller?
Monte slips to the door and locks it.
That's me. If it don't drain, call Wayne. Now, where's the patient?
There's no hurry.
Have a seat, Wade.
What about the sink?
We'll get to the sink.
We have a few things to talk to you about first.
Is there more than just the sink? Is the dishwasher not running? The heater gone out?
Stop with the sink and the dishwasher. We want to know about the spaceships.
The what?
The spaceships that you rich people are building to go to Mars. We've been out with a telescope for the last 3 months looking to find out where they're building them so we can stop them. We haven't found them, so now you're going to tell us where they are.
If you know what's good for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're a Rockefeller, aren't you?
Yeah.
You Rockefellers are rich, aren't you?
Not all of us. I make a good living, mind you, but I ain't rich.
Did the family disown you and take you out of the will for some reason, so you had to resort to being a plumber? What terrible thing did you do?
I didn't do anything. Wait, you think because my last name is Rockefeller that I'm a member of the rich Rockefellers?
Yeah, you are. Right?
There are thousands of people named Rockefeller that are not from the rich side of the family.
So you're trying to make us believe that you're not in cahoots with the other rich families going to Mars?
Mars? What? No!
We think you're lying. We think you're part of the plan, and this plumbing business is just part of the operation. And when everything is set, you'll just disappear with the rest of them, leaving leaky faucets and blocked toilets for the rest of us to deal with. You're going to tell us what we want to know.
JC pulls the gun from his ankle and waves it around.
Jesus, you people are crazy!
Monte grabs Rockefeller in a headlock.
We don't want to have to hurt you, but we will if we have to.
Get the drill. He'll talk then.
Rockefeller frees himself and knocks Monte to the floor.
I'm going to the cops. You two need to be locked up.
He goes to the door, unlocks it, and leaves. End scene 5. Scene 6, the Miller apartment. Monte is rushing around jamming things into moving boxes. Sebastian enters. He's wearing the uniform of some fast food restaurant where he now has a job.
Hey, kid.
What's going on?
We have to start packing. Start packing your stuff.
What?
We have to leave right now.
What did you do this time?
There was a kind of incident.
Oh, no.
Okay, you're so smart. You tell me what you would do if you were trying to find out where rich people were building their spaceships. Me and JC been on the lookout every night and see nothing. What would you do?
I would think the whole idea was crazy, and I would stop.
Well, JC got this idea that if we could find somebody who was rich, we could bring him in and make him tell us what we wanted to know. So we brought in a Rockefeller. They're rich, right?
Where did you find a Rockefeller?
Google Rockefeller plumbing and heating. If it don't trade, call Wade.
Not everyone who's named Rockefeller is rich.
That's what this guy was saying. How would we know that?
Because you have a brain and you do thinking with it.
Anybody could make the same mistake.
So you found this Rockefeller. Then what?
Oh, we asked him about it. He said he didn't know. JC got kind of crazy and pulled out a gun. Then I grabbed the guy and we fought. And the guy broke loose and said he was going to go call the cops. And he ran out. So we have to leave right now.
This is terrible.
It will get more terrible if we don't get out now.
A light knock at the door.
It's the cops.
I don't think so. On TV, they usually make a lot more noise.
Another knock.
Who do you think it is?
Should we open the door and find out?
You open it. If they ask for me, tell them I already left. Tell them I went to an island to live with Michael Jackson and Elvis.
Monty hurries off the scene. Sebastian opens the door, and there stands Sam. She's holding a happy birthday helium balloon.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
How about ice cream?
Well,
Who is it?
it's Sam.
Hi, Uncle Monte.
Hi, Sam. Whose birthday?
Sebastian's.
Really? Happy birthday, kid.
He's 18 today.
Really? Well.
A knock at the door. Monty shrinks back as Sebastian opens the door. There stands JC holding a suitcase.
You ready, Falcon?
Sebastian hasn't packed yet.
You're going somewhere?
There was an incident with Uncle Monte, a plumber, and Mr. JC. Sergeant Moon here. Police might be involved.
If your uncle would have held him like he was supposed to.
He was a lot stronger than he looked.
Monty and I have to leave.
I'm going with him.
Wait a minute. Did you have anything to do with this so-called incident?
No.
Then you're not in any trouble.
I guess not.
He goes with me. I take care of him.
You're 18 now, Sebastian. You're a legal adult. You can do what you want.
Come on, kid. Start packing.
Do you really want to run off again?
Let's go. Let's go.
We have to leave now.
Let's go. Come on. We got to get out of here before the police
We
come.
gotta go.
Get
Leave.
going. Let's go. Come on. Let's get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm not going.
What do you mean you're not going?
I'm staying here with Sam.
Come on, kid. Just being 18 doesn't mean you can handle life, you know?
I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
All right, then. You go ahead. Just go ahead. I'll let you know where I am when I get there. So when the whole thing falls apart, and it will.
Are we ever going to leave?
Monty throws a few more items into a box.
Your name is on the apartment lease. So now it's yours.
Tell them you want to be the greeter.
I'll think about that.
Monty hugs Sebastian.
Good luck, kid.
You too.
Take good care of him, Sam.
I will.
Let's go, JC.
Sergeant Moon.
Right.
Well, now what?
Ice cream?
Sure. Have you ever heard the story of Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley living on an island somewhere together?
No.
That's where Uncle Monte thinks he wants to go.
Strange.
Yeah.
They exit. End of play.
Okay, that ends the reading. Thank you all. We're going to take just a second here to get our playwright onto the site so that we can start discussion about the play. If you want to comment, you want to go to YouTube and click the chat function, type into the chat function, which is on probably that part of the screen. You can type anything, whatever you type, we'll be able to see here at the theater, and I'll be able to share that. While we're waiting here for this to happen, I do want to make one comment that Plays in Development has always been and will always be a free event, but we do put out usually a donation jar at the door. So if you're willing tonight to potentially make a donation to the Sauk, not only to help us keep things going while we're dealing with this crazy coronavirus time, but also to help keep plays in development happening, there is a link, which I can put up on the screen here, where if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/the Sauk, click fundraisers, there is a plays in development fundraiser going on. And our goal was to hit $250 in donations. And believe it or not, we hit that the very first week. So we've increased the goal to 500. We're already over halfway there, obviously, but we'd love to hit that goal. So if you're willing to make a donation of any dollar amount, whether it be $1 or $10,000, you can do that at Facebook. You can also make donations through our website. If you go to our tickets page and click like you're going to buy a ticket, scroll down past all the shows, and that is where you are able to make a donation. And remember, all donations to the Sauk are tax deductible. All right, so we're hoping that we've just got our playwright in. He just popped up. So let me introduce the playwright of tonight's show. This is Mr. Edward deBuvitz.
I should be.
Up. So let me introduce the playwright of tonight's show. Ed, this is turn your deBuvitz down.
I should be.
So let me introduce
Hold on.
the playwright of tonight. While Ed gets caught up, I see comments are starting to come in, which is great. We apologize for the technical issue we had during the show. Tim Ambrose's entire internet just stopped working for a second. But how appropriate that it stopped at the end of a scene. Good timing there. All right, let me get to the comments here. Let's see if we can get Ed back on here.
That's perfect.
All right, let me get to the comments here. Oh,
I need some.
See if we can get Ed back on here.
That's perfect.
All right, let me get to the comments here. All right, so Ed, you're going to have to turn off your computer's sound, and you'll have to listen to us through this program. So this discussion here, folks, is for you to comment about the play, but also to ask questions, and also maybe things that didn't make sense to you, or that you might have questions about characters or why things happened. Because the idea of this is that when, for those of you who don't know this process, we began with this play almost not quite a year ago. We do nationwide call for scripts. We received last year just under 300 scripts. Our play selection committee went through them and picked 4. And then we work a little bit through the year, but the process really started 10 days ago, where we cast the show and we start working with the playwright, where we read the play, and the cast then starts to offer feedback, things that they didn't quite understand, questions or comments about their characters. And then the playwrights get to go home every night and rewrite their play. And I think for this play, Ed did maybe 4 versions. So we're going to try Ed's one more time and see if we can hear him. I think you're there.
Here.
Hey!
Hey! Ah!
All right, everybody. This is Ed deBuvitz, and you're in Albuquerque, right?
That's correct, yes.
So he's joining us all the way across the country in Albuquerque. Now, normally, in a normal year, we would have brought Ed here, but here you are, Ed. All right, we got comments coming in. Before we start with the questions, maybe you should say, Ed, how you came up with the play and what sort of inspired it.
Well, the idea was just, I was reading on the internet about Mars, going to Mars. And then, of course, at the same time, there's always these conspiracy theories. And I used to do a radio talk show. So I thought I just kind of combine that and have some radio talk show host talking about rich people going to Mars and seeing if that would work. And then I had the idea of the 17-year-old boy, which is it's a little bit autobiographical for me, but and I thought, hey, yeah, just put it together and take 2 years, which is how long it took to write this, and put it all together, and it seemed to work out for me, work out for the play.
Yeah, for sure. We got, first of all, Mary Jean Dolmage, who right now says, hi, Ed, welcome, was one of the very first playwrights that actually developed this program. So hi, MJ, and thank you. Hi,
MJ.
Our first question is, I want to get to know these characters better. Have you thought about making the play longer?
Oh,
Ah,
this is the second time this has happened to me. When I had another play I wrote that, and it was given a reading here in Albuquerque. When it was over, everybody came up to me and says, "What happens to these people?" Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just that's the end. They go out and they do whatever they do after that. I mean, making it longer, yeah, it's possible I could do that, but I like the way it is now. I think I told you, Trinity, that I have a tendency to write too little and I
Yeah.
have to add.
yeah.
Most people write 400 pages and have to cut it back. I don't do that. I write very little and then I have to add to it. So
Sure.
I don't know. It's possible it could happen.
I was gonna say, I think over the last week you've added a little bit, but the play, oddly enough, the technical difficulty happened where you had originally put an intermission.
I didn't realize that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
During the course of this week, you decided it should be a 1 act instead of 2, and then the gods intervened, and we still put the intermission in. Where
we still had the intermission. It's some things that the gods of theater just are going to do what they want to do.
That's right. We have a question here, which I actually know the answer to, which was, can a 17-year-old be named on a lease? It's his 18th birthday, so I think the idea is that he probably was on the lease as a tenant.
Oh yeah, he was on the lease because I live in a place where you have everybody that lives in the apartment has to be on the lease. So he could be on the lease. Sure.
Lots of really good things coming in. People saying things. Such a nice read. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Emmy Ambrose, whose dad may have been in the play here, said great job. We got claps.
Yes.
Are there other questions for those of you watching out there in TV land? Or cast members, do any of you have things that you want to ask Ed now that we've done the reading? This is an interesting program for those of you watching because I can see the cast members, but they can't see each other unless they're up on the screen. I do want to introduce some of them, although Tim Ambrose is still having major internet issues. Let's see if we can. Hi, Tim.
Hey, sorry about that.
That's all right. Here's Tim, and then there's Tim. Tim and Tim. Monte and Sebastian. Tim Ambrose, if we can. Oh, I don't know. He's frozen again. Well, we're going to get rid of Tim Ambrose here for a second. Tim Favreau, would you tell us where you're. Because last week, a lot of people wanted to know where everybody was broadcasting from. So we've got Ed in Albuquerque. I'm at the theater in my office. Tim, you're in Hillsdale, right?
Yep. Shindo Conference Centers.
Okay. I'm going to add JC Moon here. Ray Pratt.
Hello.
Where are you broadcasting from, Ray?
Jackson, Michigan.
On a beautiful lakefront home in Jackson. Let's add Morgan. I'm going to put you in here. Or not. The second I said her name, she disappeared. We're going to add Trevor Wagler. Trevor played Leo. Trevor, your microphone is muted, but do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sorry. I am broadcasting from Jonesville, Michigan.
All right. And we're going to add George. Played Wayne. George, where are you at?
I'm locked downstairs in my family's basement in Jackson, Michigan.
In Jackson, okay. Let's throw in a couple more here. Let's bring in Mr. Dill. Zach. Well, we can't see him, but Zach, can you hear us? Zach is also in Hillsdale. I think Morgan's back. Morgan, where are you at?
Hi. I'm in my living room in Litchfield, Michigan.
Litchfield. Noah, who played Banjo.
I'm in North Adams.
North Adams. And then we've got one more. Andrea, who was our stage manager, who's not on the broadcast right now, is also in Jackson. And then let's see if we can get Tim Ambrose back up here. Tim Ambrose.
I'm in Hillsdale with internet tonight for some reason.
All right, so we got a couple more things coming in. MJ said, I like the play a lot, so much potential, but the end feels so quick. Even with Uncle Monte's being so unconventional, Sebastian not going with him just seemed too easy. It's an interesting thought. Ed, do you have anything? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I always hate endings, so I always have a problem writing endings, and that's I still think that I could work on that and make it better. Yeah,
sure.
Well, you and I talked about that at the very beginning.
Yeah. In fact, here's someone who said, I think there should be a sequel in the life of Sebastian.
All right. The life of Sebastian. That could be something.
There's next year's Place of Development. There you go. John Fowler said, as one who has taught voice of the actor at university, I wonder why some Southern accents, others not. I think the only one who we intentionally Southern accent to was JC.
That's right. Yeah, he's a Southerner. I mean, it seemed natural for him to have a Southern accent. Remember, we talked about that too.
Yep.
It's a natural. It just seemed natural that he should have a Southern accent.
Yeah.
But nobody else. I mean, they're not in the South. I don't think.
Let's see. Wayne may have slipped into it a little bit, but
when I got the script, we couldn't read it beforehand, so we're doing the table read with everybody over the internet. And JC's first line is "Your daddy home," and so I thought that sounds Southern, so I just went with the Southern accent.
That's Southern.
Stop doing it, so I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's what they say in the South. Your daddy. They call him my daddy, your daddy. Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
I lived there for several years in the South. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Maureen says the title is perfect. I think it's a great thing. MJ says, I agree with Melissa. Actually, I thought all the way through that this could be the start of a fascinating young adult book series.
It could.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Now I write a book.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years to do this, and then I got to write a bunch of books now. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna. I'm gonna bring up Trevor here and Noah, because there's a question that sort of involves them. So going away from them, bring in Noah with his new dog, and Trevor. And Tim Favreau and Noah, your stage manager from Lord of the Flies, says, I have a question for my boys. First, I miss you, Noah and Tim. Second, being relatively new to the theater process, how is doing a show virtually a different experience from doing a show in person?
It's a lot hard to show emotion to a camera than it is to an actual person. So I remember throughout every single rehearsal, there was a lot of more emotion.
Sure.
Especially towards me.
I agree with Noah. I think that it's just easier to act on stage than it is through here. I've only done one play on stage before, but I still think it's easier to do it that way.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and I guess we're just blessed of what we got, but yeah, it's definitely a challenge. For sure.
And as the technology showed us tonight, it is unpredictable because there is a backup plan, just for those of you who know, that we recorded last night's rehearsal, and you can click, like if Tim Ambrose's video dropped, you can click over to the dress rehearsal. Well, it was going so well, I stopped the dress rehearsal feed because I thought, well, we're not going to need this. No sooner did I do that than Tim disappeared, and oh well. Travis F., I wonder who this could be, asked, how old is JC supposed to be? I don't remember what the script is.
Well, he could be in his 50s. He could be in his 40s or 50s. You know, he's been in Iraq
Yeah.
As he was in there, so he could be in his early or late 40s, middle 40s, could be any of that.
Yeah.
Not really young. Yeah, I don't think I've seen him as being really young.
Did you say you spent 10 years on this? I believe you said you spent 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
Brendan Pratt asked
several different groups.
How many other plays have you written?
I missed the last part. What was that?
Someone asked how many other plays you've written.
I've written 3 long plays like this, and a few short plays. But this is the third of this is the third one of being over about an hour, 50 minutes long. I don't know. I seem to like to write long one acts. Maybe I have to change that, make it a little longer. But this is the third one. I'm working on a fourth one right now. And I see these. I was looking at the bio of our next presenter, the next play next week, and I mean, he's written all these plays, and I said, God, I can't come up with that many good ideas. I mean, how many? I just don't have that many good ideas. And I belong to a playwriting group here in Albuquerque, the Albuquerque Theater Guild, and the Playwrights Circle, which is a great group of playwrights, and they all have ideas all the time. They're always putting it, and I'm going, how do you come up with these things? I just wish I could have more good ideas and write more plays, but I take one play and it takes years to do it. So I don't know. I guess that's the way it's going to be.
Well, Zach's internet is working again. Zach, when we went to introduce you, you weren't there. So
yeah, that was the last thing I heard was you bringing up. And now we're going to bring in Mr. Dill, and then my internet.
And you are in Jackson, right?
Mr. Dill.
Parma. Okay.
All right. A couple people saying things about being a playwright, and he said quality over quantity, which I think is a great comment. Mary Jean wonders, how do you write every day, Ed?
No. I think about it all the time. I mean, I'm like I say, I'm working on one right now. I think about it all the time, every day, but I don't always sit down and write. And I do, they say you're supposed to write every day. Okay, maybe. I really think about it, and then I come up with something as I'm in the shower or I'm driving, and then I go back and I do whatever I'm supposed to, add to it. So I don't write every day. Sorry. I know it's against the rules of writing, but I don't write every day. I play tennis and I fool around with ham radio. I got other things to do besides that.
All right. We're going to bring back George because, George, you got,
yippee.
Shout out to Clinton. Congratulations to the class of 2020. And we actually have 2 2020 grads, right, in this group?
I think so. Sweet.
Still, shout out to Mandy there, George. Elizabeth McNair said, sorry, it was loud here when I started watching. Did I miss how Sebastian came to live with his uncle? Yes, that was explained. His mother has passed away. And Uncle Monte was, let's see if I can get Uncle Monte in here. Uncle Monte was the only, I think Uncle Monte's frozen. Uncle Monte was the only one who offered to take him in. That was in the first scene, Elizabeth. So, all right. Any other questions? Well, while people are going to be asking the last of the questions, Ed, we want to thank you so much for trusting us with your play. We've had a great time doing it. George is clapping for you. We hope that you had a good experience with it, and we want to thank all of you watching for watching the plays. We can't wait to have you.
It was fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you. people watching at home, we can't wait to have you back here at the theater. But next Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., we have a play called Clear Blue Sky, which is about one of the TSA agents who let the terrorists through on 9/11 and how his life is affected by it 10 years later. So a little bit heavier theme. I got one last question here, I think. MJ said, I'm with you both about thinking about it all the time, as well as not writing every day until recently when I went to one job from 4 during the pandemic. Yes. And Maureen says, keep writing. I do think you need to write books too. Nice job, everyone.
No. I know people who write books, and I ask them how they do that. And one guy told me, and he'd written a Western. It won all kinds of awards. And he said, just one word after another.
That's right.
Okay.
Melissa Tess says, can't wait till next week. Loving Plays in Development. Thank you, Missy. Ann Holt said, great experience. Thanks. Lots of great comments. And Ed has agreed to let us keep the video of tonight's show up on our YouTube page. So that will be there for you to watch. Mm-hmm. And if I am able to learn how to do this, I will take out the unintended intermission. All right. Thank you, Ed, one more time. Thanks for watching. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next Saturday night. Bye.